Welcome to the Dave Pamah Show, the podcast that revives, restores, and awakens your innermost capabilities.
You have the training and the talent to succeed, but do you have the guts to fail?
I love what I do. When you love what you do, you want to be the best at it.
Today is about the power of you. You will change the world.
Find your path to success through the journey of those who have succeeded. And now, your host, Dave Pamah.
Hi, welcome back to the Dave Pamah Show. And from building a global video empire, producing over 1,000 events a year, to directing icons like Gareth Brooks and defying every you can't thrown his way, Scott Scovill is the living embodiment of relentless tenacity and proof that your wildest dreams are only one bold decision away. Scott,
hello.
Hey, welcome to the Dave Pamah Show.
Thanks. Good to be here.
Good to have you here. Well, you faced everything from personal setbacks to global disruptions while building your career. Can you take us back to a defining moment when everything could have gone the other way and walk us through how your mindset, decisions, and resilience in that moment shaped the path you're on today?
Yeah, I think the big one for me is I was supposedly a smart kid. And despite this, I graduated bottom of my class, barely in high school. But, you know, when you're young, you think you're going to have this amazing life. Like we all are just sure we're going to have this incredible life when we're kids.
Yeah.
So undaunted, I went on to college. And a psychologist would tell me that I had such a pronounced fear of failure that I was unable to try. Every time I tried to do my homework, I'd have an anxiety attack and devolve to tears.
Yeah.
So I go to college, and I flunked out of college. And right around then, it started to get real for me. Like, whoa, maybe I'm not going to be amazing. Maybe my life's going to be something less. And I ended up waiting tables at a Howard Johnson's, which is not the best place to wait tables at on the side of a highway in America.
I don't think we've got one in the UK, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you do, but you're lucky you don't.
I'll take
it's okay that you don't. It is. And but this amazing bus pulled in, and it was U2's Road Crew. And that was my favorite band in the world at the time. This is when Joshua Tree had just come out, and I was in awe. They invited me to some shows, and I stood there in the dark at one of their shows as the house lights went out and the crowd went wild. And I thought, this is it. I had a paradigm shift. I mean, my whole life changed. This is what you're going to do with your life. You love music, you love travel, you love technology. Like, whoa. But a moment later, my heart sank because I realized that to do this, I would have to try.
Yeah.
And standing there in the dark, I made myself a promise I would start trying and never stop trying. And that's the pivotal moment in my life that where I chose the tenacious path. I didn't know how to be tenacious at that point, but that's what started me learning. I had a dream finally. I wanted to be on the road with U2, and that was it.
With YouTube.
Yeah. And would you like to hear how I did that?
Well, I would love to hear how you did that. So your epiphany, just to remind us before we actually start now on the road to YouTube, remind us what that epiphany was and then take us on that road. Just in a nutshell.
So I was unable to try. A psychologist had told me that I had such a pronounced fear of failure that I was unable to try.
Yeah.
My epiphany was that I realized I found a dream. I loved music my whole life, and I discovered that I could be a part of music if I worked for these. I don't have to have musical talent. I could just work for U2. And that was a huge moment for me. But a moment later, I realized I was going to have to try. So that was my big epiphany moment. Like, oh God, I'm going to have to try. And I've never been able to do that.
Right.
And I started doing it.
Let's take us from that moment when you started doing it then.
Yeah. So, I came up with the dumbest plan in the history of dumb plans. I sold my Super Sport Camaro, which is a really nice car.
Wow.
And
on Waiter's money.
Yeah. I worked 3 jobs. I actually was always quite industrious. Like manual labor was never a problem for me.
No.
It was just anything that mentally challenged me. Yeah. So I had a really nice car for high school nice, okay? Like not like adult nice, but nice, you know. And I sold that car and I moved into my little Subaru and started driving to every U2 show, sneaking past security and working for free. And my plan was to do that until they discovered that they wanted me. So for 5 weeks, I lived in my car, snuck into every show, ate crap food. While they were all sleeping on the bus overnight, I was driving to the next gig, almost fell asleep a dozen times, and was sneaking in and just proving to them that I was the guy for them. And guess what? In the end, they didn't hire me. But I was learning to try. I was learning to be tenacious, and the lessons that those 5 weeks taught me was that it didn't hurt so much to try, which if you're going to be resilient, if you're going to be tenacious, you got to know that failure is a part of the recipe, and it doesn't hurt that much to fail. It just teaches you lessons. In fact, it teaches you all the lessons. You learn almost nothing when you don't fail. You learn a whole bunch when you do. And that started me down the path. And then, 2 years later, I'm working for the Rolling Stones.
Wow! What, the magazine?
No.
Oh, the actual band. All right.
Yeah, no. I spent 13 months on the Steel Wheels tour. For those of you old enough to remember that, yeah, I spent 13 months on the road with Mick and the boys. It was amazing.
What's he like, Mick?
He's amazing. He's a CEO. That's how I describe him.
Yeah.
People think, he's a rock star. He's wild. I'm like, no, that guy is buttoned up. He has everything in order, and he is very much a CEO of the Rolling Stones.
Well, I went to study politics halfway through my firefighting career. So, I came from a background like yours, just working and being industrious and everything. But sports was my thing at school, and I did do quite well at it, Olympic trials and everything. So I rubbed shoulders in the same way. But, I learned those lessons as well, doing that path. But Mick Jagger he was a university dropout as well, in the same college as me, University of London. It's just literally, cool. I could use their library, it's across the road, literally,
Oh, cool.
He dropped out to play music in the same way that you thought, music's the way, I like music. So there you go. Yeah.
I didn't drop out to play music. I dropped out because I wasn't capable of staying in. But my love of music taught me. If you're going to really go after something, you got to find something you love. Like, don't kick yourself for not being awesome at something you hate.
Yeah.
Find something you love. That made all the difference for me.
Yeah. No, exactly. And as I said, sports actually helps me. It's something. Sports and entertainment, actually. I've done a couple of movies actually as a supporting artist. They call it extras, but actually I was the only actor in the thing, everyone else was celebrities, so I might as well be a supporting artist, I suppose, or cameo.
My lady makes movies. I'd like to do it sometime.
Oh yeah. No, this was made, properly in you call it, I don't know what you call it, theatre, don't you? We call it cinema, but it was shown. It was shown properly, So
it's cool.
A-list Hollywood stars in there, things like that. But the thing is that my thing was really sports, and then I became a firefighter because that's another thing I wanted to be, and I got there. But you still had to have those mindsets, this tenacity, vision, composure, health, and everything else that comes with those ingredients.
When I was writing the book, I called on a bunch of my famous friends, and really the inspiration for writing the book, someone came to me and said, "You really should write a book. You're a storyteller." And I liked that idea. It was appealing to me that I could share something with people. And I thought about it for a day or two, and the outstanding idea was tenacity, because being tenacious has made all the difference in my life. But what's interesting is that in my time in entertainment, I've just rubbed elbows with so many household names, Garth Brooks is the #1 selling artist of all times, for example. But Peter Frampton, another great Brit, is in the book.
Yeah,
I went to all of my famous friends, and if you ask them,
also had athletes and astronauts even.
I do. I have 2 astronauts. I have 3 athletes in there, and including an Olympic athlete, Scott Hamilton.
Yeah.
And but if you go to all these people, they all have these gifts, right? They're all talented. Two of my friends have eidetic memories that are in the book. Pitch perfect hearing, incredible natural athletic ability. And yet, if you ask any of these people with all of these talents how they made it, they all tell you it's because they didn't give up.
Yeah.
They won't tell you, well, I guess I have some talent.
Yeah,
they're like, no. And they'll even go so far as to say they knew someone who was more talented than they were, who you've never heard of, because they just gave up. It was too hard. And I heard something yesterday that I'm amazed I haven't heard before. And that is winning is just trying one more time than failing, right?
Yeah.
And these people just didn't give up. And I thought, well, this is just a great story to tell. Because for me, I'm not that talented. I'm not that good looking. Here I am.
Yeah.
I'm not that smart. But I have lived a life. I went from living a life that I was really ashamed of, waiting tables. Not that there's anything wrong with waiting tables, but I wasn't happy doing it, right? And it's not what I wanted to do. And to a life that I'm really proud of. Like, I love my life now.
Yeah.
And the secret for me was I just didn't give up. And I know that sounds incredibly simple. Like, who wants to read a book about not giving up? But it's incredibly hard in execution. And so what the book does is talk about all the little tricks and things that I've done and take you through my story and 17 of my famous friends' stories of just something about their tenacious story that maybe you can go like, oh, I could do that. I could pull that into my life.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, they're all ordinary people at the end of the day. That was kind of, we're all babies at the end of the day. I mean, there are some with head starts, I mean, obviously.
Right.
We've got a footballer called David Beckham who now has, his son, he's fallen out of him a little bit, but you've probably heard of him, the Beckhams.
Yeah.
And they kind of got celebrity marriage, and even his son has, and it's kind of, it's a different world of what they're born in with a silver spoon in their mouth compared to me and you. We've had to go the hard route. But at the end of the day, they might not have made that success. So some people are born with a silver spoon in their mouth, and they actually go the other way.
If that kid wants to be a football star, right?
They still have to go for it. Yeah,
he's the silver spoon isn't going to give him that.
No, it's not. No,
right.
Exactly,
in fact, unfortunately for that kid, all of the things that he is given early in life.
Yeah,
probably make it harder for that kid to develop tenacity.
That's it. Yeah.
So there's some real detriments too to being handed everything. Like my life was, I grew up, at times we didn't have enough money for heat, and I never felt poor, but life wasn't easy, right? It wasn't easy.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for that. Like, all of that struggle has made for a good story. Nobody wants to go to a movie where somebody's awesome in the beginning and then they're awesome in the end. Yeah. You want to go to a movie where the lead character is just probably not going to make it, right? He's got these dreams, but life is just killing him or her, but they don't give up and they keep going, and somehow they make it. That's the story that you want.
You even think halfway through they're actually going to die, and then what's the point in watching a movie?
It isn't going to work out for them.
And all of a sudden, the second half, they kind of made it through somehow. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, and that's the kind of story I want to live, right? And so you just, it's relative, right? Like you're not going to, hopefully we're not living a second act where we're all going to right be on the edge of death. Although if you read the book, I almost die in the book. Nobody knows that yet, by the way. The book's not out yet. And I do almost die in the book. But but whatever it is that you think you can't do, that's the thing to start. But you want to do, that's the thing to start doing today. Work towards it.
Exactly.
And the other great thing I found is that it's fun to try. So enjoy the ride. Like, have fun climbing the mountain.
Yeah.
Even if you never make it to the top, which you will if you don't give up. If it really means something to you. But even if you don't make it, even if you set an impossible goal, you can have a hell of a lot of fun trying. And who knows?
Well, the thing is, it still sets up your mindset, doesn't it, really? I think all these things I've done in the past, like my accomplishments of being a firefighter and rubbing shoulders as an athlete. I mean, I didn't quite make it, gold medalist or world record holder, but, but all that is character building, isn't it, really? And then you working as a waiter and being told those things shaped you and made you want to do it more. And that epiphany drove you, it's a driver, to do it. And so this is my thing. What I'm doing now is kind of my character building from my accomplishments to do something further. At the Oscars this year, I read a headline, and it caught me. The headline caught me. It said, "From Mr. Nobody to Oscar winner," and I thought, "What? Mr. Nobody to Oscar winner?" And there's a film called Mr. Nobody, something Putin. I think you heard about it. I don't know if you.
I actually haven't, but
well, it's a film about Putin, but actually, this guy is a nothing. He was a nobody filmmaker, and then he just won an Oscar. Like nobody's heard of him. It's like, and this film's called Mr. Nobody, something Mr. Nobody, something Putin or something. You'd have to look it up. I don't know, but yeah. So
those stories are great.
Yeah. I mean, the Oscars is only,
If you ask that guy who was a Mr. Nobody, if he was going to win an Oscar, he would have bet $1 million, 1 million pounds, pardon me, that he was not going to make it. That would never happen. But he loved what he was doing. So he worked hard at it. And apparently he made an incredible film. And holy cats, there he is standing on top of the mountain. He's won an Oscar.
I don't know what category it was in, because obviously we know the big five winners, who won those ones. But however, he did, and I don't know what he was doing 2 years prior. I don't know if
awesome
if he was really kind of failing all the time or whatever. But the headline actually said it as if he was Mr. Nobody and he won an Oscar, and the film's called Mr. Nobody Meets Mr. Putin or something like that. And not a very nice person to meet, really. Well, in my eyes, I don't know about you.
I agree. No, I'm not a big Putin fan. No.
It was something like that.
I don't know if I'm a big politics fan these days, but how about that?
Well, that was my degree, but to be honest, I was doing trade union work, sticking up for the workers' rights, So anyway, however, I mean, there's so many sayings as well, like if at first you don't succeed, try again. Never give up, obviously, is one that always gets being said. And even for school kids at school, when I was at school, we watched little cartoons or books like The Tortoise and the Hare. And it's like the tortoise won in the end. It's like it wasn't the fastest runner winning. Exactly. It kept going. So it does teach you about persistence and tenacity in terms of those sayings. My best saying is the Chinese one. Fall down 7 times and rise up 8. I
like that one too. I've heard that one.
And there's many others like get on the horse and ride it and too. But in general,
well, we agree. That's why I wrote this thing. It's made all the difference in my life. And I'm at that point in my life where I just want to help people. Like, how do I help the next round of people chase their dreams? Because not that I don't have new dreams. I started performing. I started singing like just over 10 years ago.
Okay.
And I'm now opening act for one of my artists.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's not announced yet. I'll just say it here. Brad Paisley. I'm opening for Brad Paisley on some of his European dates in June. Yeah. And that'll be a big deal. It'll be 10,000 plus people a night. And I love singing. So I just started singing because I loved it, at age, 40.
Yeah.
And here I am opening for one of my favorite artists and one of my good friends.
Yeah.
So you never know. I like reading. And I just thought, well, I guess I could write a book.
And you did.
Here it is.
Yeah.
It's fun, man. I haven't just chased the music career. Like, once you build up that tenacity, once you realize it's not that bad to fail and you can keep going, you run down dream after dream.
Yeah. And another saying is people don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. So get out there and do it now, isn't it, really?
Right.
Yeah, that's a good one in sports, actually. Use that one because you have to plan your training program for a whole year, even. You did a winter kind of
whole year.
and then spring you do the speed work, and then you go out and do the competition phase. It's like that's a whole plan.
So what did you compete in specifically?
400 and 800. I did some 15 as well, a couple of 15s, but I was typically an 800 meter runner really that was speed based. So 400, 800 type.
I ran some of that. Believe it or not, I'm 6'2". I play hockey. I'm really built for hockey. But I actually was our fastest sprinter. You need to be built for hockey to all the fights I've seen. I was actually did some security in ice hockey matches in the UK, and fighting was like part of the culture. It was like the referee said, "Yeah, all right, that's part of it." It's like, it is. Yeah, it is. But I also ran. I loved running, and I was fast for whatever reason, even at my size. So in my high school, which wasn't very competitive, I would do the 100 and the 400.
Yeah.
And sometimes the 800.
I didn't quite like the 200 then.
I think that's what it was, right? Yeah, I don't know. I guess the 200.
Quite a few NFL.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, quite a few NFL footballers do track, and especially indoors, and they're fast. They're really fast. Yeah, some of them are like, and bobsleighers in the Winter Olympics. There's some of them that are actually ex-sprinters that were actually like 4th and 3rd in the Olympics, and they'll go out and change to bobsleighing or do it at the end of their careers, doing both,
Yeah.
They're really fast, in both.
Speed is so much. I mean, just being in the right place in sports, right?
Yeah, exactly. So look, let's before we go, let's let our listeners find out where they can find out more about your book and where they can find it, which obviously is not released yet. It's on pre-sale, is it? I guess
it is on pre-sale. We're really close, so April 7th. It is Tenacious. It is tenaciousbook.com. Tenaciousbook.com.
Okay.
Which has all the links for American sales. I don't know what it has for Europe, but it is available. My friends in Norway and Sweden are telling me they're getting it at besides Amazon, some of them, but for some reason, some of them can't. So they're going to ARC. Is that a store you have? If you just look up wherever you buy books, my name and Tenacious Book. So Scott Scovill. Yeah. You should be able to find it. Yeah. And I love that it's available over there. I spend a lot of time in Europe. I love it. Love the UK. Love Scandinavia.
Yeah. I know the Americans love Europe and vice versa.
I love traveling. I love experiencing other cultures and meeting other people, and
it's good. Yeah, music allows you to do that anyway, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely,
sports as well. It depends what sport, but obviously, it does, so.
Yeah, come check me out in Norway. June 11th and 13th in Norway. Those two are for sure.
Yeah,
we're opening for Brad Paisley,
okay.
Allison, Norway, and Hamar, Norway.
Great stuff. Well, Scott, it's really been fantastic sharing a thing I'm
good to get to know you.
Resilience and tenacity, and everything where people are driven once they find somewhere where they can get that turnaround. And thanks a lot.
I'm having fun, so I hope it shows. But I believe the book will be fun to read too. So thanks for having me on, and check out Tenacity. It's got a whole bunch of. It's only got one Brit in it. Peter Frampton's the only Brit, but that's a pretty good Brit to have in your book.
So many, really. But once again, Scott, thanks a lot for coming on the show today.
Yeah, cheers.
That's all for this episode. Thanks for listening, and remember, if you want to support what we do, then share, subscribe, and leave a review over on Apple Podcasts, or head over to my website, davepalmer.com, and click on Rate Show. Well, that's all for now. But I'll see you in the next episode of The Dave Pamah Show.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.